Okay, so what I thought I would try is we've got this little. I've got this, what do you call it, banner down here to show the date, 14th September, and the version that I want to show of Node Noggin. So let's go back to here. Let's turn on a little picture-in-picture so you can see me in the corner. And I'll just talk about some of the features that I've added in this version and just have it captured. So obviously, if you want to have a play yourself, it is now sort of live at beta.nodenog.in, and you'll get presented with this page. So I'm going to go through Firefox first and then show you some of the new bits with the emoji voting with Safari up here as well. Oh, I thought my phone was on Do Not Disturb. Maybe it's not. Okay, so the first thing you'll get to is obviously this page. Now, the collect all nodes and spatial views are currently guarded. In view, you can guard routes. I don't know how to hide those routes yet, so they still appear even though you can't actually go there. So that means if you haven't got a microcosm set up and you haven't said who you are, those views are currently guarded. The credits view is there working, and the tell me more is sort of up and running, etc., and explains a little bit about it. The other thing that I've done that's quite nice on, in particular, mobile phones, is when you click Let's Play, you get a little animation that scrolls you down to the next section. So that's just a very small bit of JavaScript that sort of prompts you to carry on. So then we get that information. Also, if you try and join without setting your name above, then you can't anymore. So there's a little bit of protection there, form validation. All right, so I'm going to call this device my surname, and then in the microcosm I'm going to call it September 1421. Oh. And then I can click start or join, which the banner is not obscuring, so that's good. And I don't know how to turn it off now. So I click start. And then I'm in to collect view here, and I've reduced the number of buttons just for now. You've got the add node and you've also got the leave microcosm, and they are in the standard browsers styling currently. So I can click add node and I can type in a node. And there's now the opportunities to color your node, to determine what sort of shape you might want the node to be. That's something for a little bit later. And also you can now highlight text and you can apply some markdown. Now I have noticed that there is sometimes some oddities I spotted with the markdown appearing and disappearing. I haven't quite worked out what that was about, and now if I go into like read mode, then you see it's got that styling has been applied, and I can go back and edit it, and I can add it. I can also, if I'm not got anything selected, can press the N key on the keyboard and get a new node, so I can quickly sort of add them. At the moment it's not jumping into focus because from a technical point of view, what's happening is that the list of nodes is actually being reversed, so the latest node appears at the top, and when it does that, if you try and set focus, by default it will focus on the bottom node because it thinks that's the newest one. Anyway, that's a bit of an aside, but so the idea will be that when you click add, it will focus on the latest node that you've created, so you can instantly start typing. But I want to get that just right, and I want to keep the order being that the newest one is added at the top. At the moment I'm just using a dot reverse in JavaScript. So in the collect view, In the collect view, obviously the main thing is you can only see your nodes and you can be focused on what you're thinking. So if you're working in a group and you're trying to work on a problem or to come up with some solutions and ideas, what we found through testing was that if you see everyone's thinking out loud, which you can do in all nodes and eventually the revamped spatial view, that it can be quite distracting. So when you're watching a presentation or trying to respond to something, it's really good to have that focus, just being able to keep your nodes in view. If we pop to all nodes, you'll see, well, it doesn't look much different to the collect view. Well, that's right, because at the moment, obviously there are no other nodes in the collect view. However, if I join with my Safari browser, now I'm using Safari Technology Preview, just because it's a little bit more aggressive on clearing out local storage and stuff, and so sometimes I found when you're doing testing, the Safari release version doesn't always seem to be running the latest code, which is really annoying, or it's got some some caching issues or something. And when I'm testing, I tend to be using both Safari Technology Preview and Firefox Development Browser, both set to clear all caches and stuff and cookies when you quit the browser, so that it allows you to do testing, particularly when you're using local storage in the ways that I am. So I hit Let's Play. You'll notice it doesn't animate. Don't know why. Not worried about it. It does jump you to the right place, so that's cool. On the iPhone, it does, I believe, animate you down. And it is September 14/21. So I click Start Join, and I'm taken basically straight into the Collect view, and you can see the styling of the buttons is the browser's default. So if I click Add Node, you'll see that node appears in Firefox. Okay, so you can see that obviously when you're in the All Nodes view, if someone's adding nodes, they start getting added. And these are actually added sequentially in the order that they're added from the last. So at the top is the oldest, at the bottom is the longest. I might swap that around, I haven't quite decided. And again, you've got the option to, and of course it's playing ball at the moment with the formatting, and you can see that the formatting updates, there you go, live as we go. If you wanted to create like a link, you can actually select that and you can click link, and it will allow you to quickly, it jumps back into the place, so you can do links. Obviously the formatting here is markdown. And the same for an image. It will create a image link. Oh, where was the cursor? In the wrong place. Yeah, it would be alt text, wouldn't it? So say if I wrote some alt text and I click image. Oh, see, it's got a few oddities. Yeah, then I can put the image URL there, and obviously that would appear as a picture here, but I haven't got a picture on me that will be easy to find, so it doesn't matter. Okay, and then the other thing that's been added obviously here is now what I can do is, if it's not one of my nodes, so although I could have all of the nodes in read view, and let's just make these two. So again, you can choose the color, just so you can see. And then if it's not my nodes, I can actually click on the emoji, and I can then use any of these emoji to give my approval of that contribution. So let's go and find a little monkey. And what else can we get? A lion. And a tiger. There's a little bit of a delay, but they always save anyway. And then what you'll notice here though is that, and even if in Safari I jump to all nodes, I can now vote up this person's stuff, and I can continue editing mine. But what I don't see at this point is the emojis that have been related to mine, because I'm in edit mode. So for now, and I might change that, I haven't quite decided. For now, you have to hit the read, you have to put these all in read mode. So I might add in like a global read, so that if I'm working with like 5, 6, 7 people, and we just want to quickly switch everyone to read, there might be the option for to go to read mode, but it's pretty quick to switch over to read mode, and now we can start to sort of have a look at this and see what the reactions are for each of the nodes. So that's where we are for now. Spatial view currently doesn't do anything. And so then the next pieces to be worked on there are adding like the SVG spatial view that we had in the View 2 version. And also, like I said, I think there's a couple of bugs that have been introduced in related to how the Markdown edits exactly, and I think there's some speed to be had there in terms of like helping you out to move in and out. Might start to decide whether the emoji should appear when you're not editing. I'm not sure yet. And there's a bit of a delay, like I said, with when the emojis sometimes appear. So I've clicked that little icon, and there you go. So that's just again to do with when I am being reactive and when I'm not. But again, I'm editing other people's stuff, so I think that should be a little bit quicker than it currently is. But there we go. Anyway, so that is version, what have I called it? What are we up to? 0.2.5 on the beta URL. Obviously the alpha URL still offers a bit more functionality, but not a ton more. Mainly the next big piece, which is the main piece, the spatial view. And so in that, obviously we're going to be able to arrange, resize, connect nodes, collapse nodes into these different shapes, that kind of stuff. Yeah, okay, that's it. And then obviously when you're done, you can, if you leave the microcosm, then you leave it. If you don't, then actually when you return to the login, it should, if I hadn't done that, we just try it. Oh, okay, fine. I think because I'm trying to guard some views and stuff, you can obviously then just return to it by typing those things in. So I think unless, no, let me just check one thing. Okay, how about if I do this here? Oh no, it won't work in Safari, will it? So I should be able to do it with Firefox, because I don't clear any cache. So if I do September 14, 20, oh, not my name. My name on that one, it's that one. I'm using keyboard shortcuts to jump in and out. That's the collect view, which was, and that's all nodes, that's good. I also noticed that it loaded everything without that other bug. Now what happens if I quit Firefox and open it again, and it will open with the same tab. I've got a lot of tabs. So we should, oh, I'm going to get a 404, aren't I? Yeah, because it doesn't, alright, fine. Oh well, that's good to know. That's something else for me to work on. The idea is that you can kind of stay in that microcosm without leaving, but as soon as you quit the browser, as soon as you press leave, then you're definitely out at that point at the moment. Whereas in the View version, it was a little, the View 2 version was a little bit cleverer in that it would keep you logged in, but it is probably fine that it's when I say logged in, keeps you connected to that set of data. But again, that data is is all local and then synchronized to couch. Okay, that is it. Where's my camera? So yeah, hopefully that worked. Gone to Twitch in theory, according to all the buttons on my 810 Mini Pro, and the output looked like it was working. So yeah.